Live.
Live. Welcome to On the Chain. We are live.
Live.
Live. Welcome. This is Jeff with co-host Chip. What is going on, Chip? What's going on, everybody out there in the On the Chain world? Welcome, Michael Ray, coming over from the podcast. 2-year listener over on the Apple Podcast. First time here with everybody here on the live stream right here on YT and X. YT would be YouTube.
Thanks. Thanks for that. I wasn't sure.
You weren't sure. Just to clarify that for those that might not know what YT was. But welcome tonight, today, this morning, wherever you might be in the world. We're going to talk a little bit about tokenized bonds, ETFs, security, all from, that's right, Ripple and XRP. Don't confuse those two. That's a really bad thing.
We have a video where they did
confuse it. We have a video where they do confuse it. I don't get why they keep confusing Ripple for XRP. It's only been a couple of years. And we want to give a shout out and kind of our prayers out to everybody suffering directly from the wildfires out in LA area. It's a horrible tragedy, another failure of government, unfortunately. And our prayers are going out to everybody out there that are losing stuff and homes, and pets, and potentially family members. So on the positive uplift, we're going to get into some Ripple XRP news. If you guys are ready to kick this off, Chip, if you're ready to kick this off.
I think I'm ready. Let's go.
Welcome to On the Chain.
Short and sweet. Welcome to On the Chain. Look at your groove on there. Got your coffee. I had to go downstairs. I got stranded in Canada, which I did my unofficial poll going up to random people on the street in coffee shops and saying, hey, I'm a guy from the States traveling on business. I'm just curious. What do you think of Justin Trudeau? And boy, did I get some interesting responses. Again, this was a poll of, I want to say, maybe 9 or 10 people. 9 hate him. Most admittedly voted for him. He's from Montreal.
Wow.
And one actually asked me in customs, and I kind of knew where this conversation was going just because of the hair and the piercings. And she told me that she wasn't that big a fan of Justin Trudeau, but she was really worried about the conservatives because they scared her. And I said, what scares you? A good economy, being able to buy a house? And what part of it scares you? She goes, he just seems scary. I go, but what specifically? Then she asked me, what do you think about Trump? I said, I think Trump's great. I said, look, I don't look here. I said, most of the people in the U.S., whether you like them or hate them, one of the things they know is they had money in their pocket. The economy was raging. The gas prices were low. Food prices were affordable. 2.3% interest rates, not 6.5% to 7%. And she was just like looking at me. She goes, okay, I understand. And I said, well, maybe it's time to give the other one a shot. And if they don't do well, then you have another election. Call them out, right? I mean,
right. What do you got to lose?
There you have it. There you have it, Jeff. It's like it was.
It's only up from there, Chip. Over in.
Well, I got stranded here because my flight went through Atlanta, and apparently the FAA closed the airport down because they had snow yesterday. I guess a lot of places got snow that weren't supposed to get snow, and they got snow, and then the FAA closed it down because of ice, and so they canceled all the flights routing through there. So I've got this beautiful snow that I'm looking out into. Gorgeous day. It snowed again last night, and it's cold here. I'll tell you that. It was like 8 degrees yesterday. And that's what is that in Celsius, Jeff? Minus something. I don't know. Somebody wants to do the quick math.
Mine is way too cold. Whatever.
Yeah, mine is way too cold. Well, on Fahrenheit, when it says I don't have my lemon tree with me. I don't travel with it. He's asking where my lemon tree is. Ray Run. Where's your lemon tree? I'm like,
you get a pop-up lemon tree.
I don't travel with it, for heaven's sakes. Come on now. Matt LaRoche. Hey. Ron John's in here. Hello, guys. Hello. Jim D says count on a new round of home insurance rates going up to bail out all of the. Well, this is what happened in Florida, is that there's a 3-year window for the hurricane hits. You got 3 years to get those claims in. And what happens those last 6 months is massive amounts of claims, roof damage, this and all that. Jeff, we turn on the radio and you hear like, did you have damage for a hurricane? Did you have issues? Please call this number. We can get you claimed, and we can get your roof replaced, and we can do that. So then right after that 3rd year tick mark, Insurance rates go up 22% last year. I don't know what it's going up this year. Somebody 18 to 25%.
Craziness.
I was like, Ron DeSantis, I love you, but you have one job. Your job is to keep insurance rates in check. And those forest fires out there in California, preventable. Trump, I hate to say what Trump was right again, but he told them you got to do.
2018, he was there, standing with Newsom, told him exactly what he had to do the last time around, and nothing. And now we have some commentary. We are getting into Ripple, XRP, crypto, but we're also going to play some commentary on the guy in California trying to criticize and critique and kind of blame Trump for almost like inaction, which is kind of crazy. So we're going to kind of get into that. And so curious as to why Cali wildfires are blamed on government. We'll get into that in a little bit, but there's some very clear things that they should have done in preparation to make sure that they don't spread, but then also just making sure like the basic elements. Hey, how about water in the fire hydrants? Like
there was no water in the fire hydrants because they had to save a useless little fish. And this is the farmers don't have water for the crops because of this failed mentality that they're going to save the world. And and they're saying, oh, it's climate change. No, it's not. You had brush, you didn't clear the brush, and it went up like a candlestick because it doesn't rain.
Chip,
The old
5-6 years of CO2 pollution in the atmosphere now because of these wildfires in a week. 5 years of accumulation in 1 week. So everything that California has done for the past 5 years, pushing anybody out of a combustible engine over to electric, with this idea and notion that you're going to cut down on some form of CO2. And, think about that. Think about that. In 1 week, they have 5 years of accumulation. Even though, you need the opposite of oxygen to make sure that plants live and all that flora grows and all those other things. But anyhow, that's a whole deeper conversation that we're going to get into. And Chad Newsom is hitting it right there. Drain the Palisades Reservoir and no forestry management. Those are two poignant things right there. And here we go. All planned and intentional. It's really horrible to see this. I mean,
it's arson,
especially since it was preventable, Chip. I mean,
I think that's the worst bit, to be honest with you, Jeff. I mean, like the fact that that they didn't take action, but this is it. And then there's another reason is like when you slash the funding, and then you don't have enough. I mean, they did the best they could, right? They tried to evacuate the people. They evacuated a lot of people, but when you see stuff like this, and then you saw people that were, there was a citizen takedown of people out there trying to arsons. They were everywhere, right?
Yep.
They're well equipped. They had blowtorches. They had gasoline, right? That's some kind of a fuel thing, and they were lighting them everywhere. This was intentional,
right? It didn't just pop up out of nowhere.
Right.
The fact they've been talking. Henry Winkler talking about the fact a couple of days ago. He was already referencing the fact that they're arson. There's so many people are coming out saying it was arson, and yet you don't see a lot of media covering it. For what they're focused on all the wrong things. Once again, it's really tragic, to see that, we have to kind of witness this. And is this kind of a foreshadowing of what we can anticipate over the next 4 years as the deep state ramps up their agenda, to try to block any positives that are going to, come, with growth and innovation and everything else that we're anticipating, over the next year. Starting January 21, there is going to be a massive smackdown across the board. Chip, we're talking about the Gulf of America. We're talking about Greenland. We're talking about a liberation of the Panama Canal. Panama Canal, did you know it's 23% of government income in Panama? The Panama Canal. The fact that they're charging, the amount of money that they're charging for cruise ships, I think it's like $500,000 per entry for a cruise ship. Plus, on top of that, they pay per individual traveler, forget about all the cargo ships. Yeah. So the Panama Canal is flipped into a profit-making mechanism, something that the U.S. built. Right. And China's benefiting. They're putting ports within the Panama zone, which they shouldn't be doing. So there was a lot of things that went against the original treaties. And these are things that we have to be very cognizant of because it has direct impact on economic progress. Economic progress will have direct impact on investable dollars. Lack of investable dollars impact industries. So, if you think about, the long game of it, and then we have to think about it, Chip, if we have full transparency, imagine if we could put the full operation mechanism of, let's say, a canal like that on the blockchain. So we know every dollar in, every dollar out, it's all very.
Are you talking about accountability, Jeff? Is that what you're talking about? Are you talking about being responsible and accountable? Okay. I like where you're going with that. I think everybody does. I think everyone would like to have that in their government, wherever you live. I don't care if it's local, if it's, federal, but everybody would like that. I mean, it's incredible. Check this video out, Jeff. Here's another one of the Ripple minutes. I don't know, why do you have to do a Ripple minute? I tried to do the XRP minute. That's how I started out doing the streaming. And someone pointed out that it was never a minute long. I'm like, good point. You're very you're very astute in noticing that it's never gonna. I was like, the XRP minute, and it was never a minute. So here we have, this is who is this? I don't know. We'll find out. She's gonna tell you, and she's gonna deliver it in a minute. So here we go.
Talk about that painting behind her.
Tell me if you can hear this, Jeff.
MPC versus HSM. Fun topic. I can definitely tell you under a minute. My name is Joni. This is Crypto in a Minute.
I love how they do this under a minute.
Institutional custody solutions typically manage keys through two different solutions. One is called multi-party computation, MPC, and the other one is hardware security modules, HSM. HSM securely store private keys in a physical device designed specifically to protect cryptographic secrets. They've been trusted in banking for decades and offer physical security, cryptographic isolation, and secure communications, making it ideal for offline long-term storage use cases. MPC, on the other hand, is a more recent software-only solution. It enhances security by splitting the private key into parts, or we call it shards, which are stored separately and require collaboration for transaction execution. This approach reduces...
Wait a minute. Did she just say what I thought she said, Jeff? Let me see if the... Oh, shards. Okay. The way she pronounced that, I thought she said something else. I was like, wait a minute. Shards. Okay.
Parts, or we call it shards, which are stored separately
and require
collaboration for transaction execution. This approach reduces single points of compromises and enables flexible remote security measures, making it ideal for use cases where quick access to liquidity is essential. MPC and HSM technologies can be complementary. Institutions end up using both to enhance security. There you go, 1 minute. Yes.
Well, technically it was a little bit over. Nice job, though. Nice job. But I always thought I thought multiple keys was multi-sig, wasn't it? Or they've changed the definition of this?
Yeah, I'm losing track. All the name changes and stuff. Really hard to keep up. Check this out, Chip. Only 5 entries in the Yeti.
Only 5. Type in Yeti, guys. You want to win a badass?
You guys got to type in Yeti. Look at this.
Badass Yeti NFT.
Yeah,
Badass Yeti NFT. By the way, I was a big winner the other day, Jeff. I entered into.
Michael Ray.
I got a pretty cool NFT that I won. It's pretty awesome.
Michael Ray. Lethal.
Expector. I got an Expector.
Oh, you won an Expector?
Won an Expector, yeah. There was they were giving 10 of them away. They're going to do another giveaway. If you follow me on X, I'll repost it. Yeah, there was it was like 10 winners.
Nice. All right, we got 14 now. 14 entries for the Badass Yeti. I got to pull up the Badass Yeti that we're going to be giving away so you guys can see it. Now, the important thing is you have to get your Zaman wallet ready. Make sure you guys have it ready because as soon as we do the drawing, we need you guys to just put the address in right away. So make sure as you're registering that you're going to have the Zaman wallet ready. Chip, we went through 3 people on Wednesday trying to give the Zaman wallet or give the Zaman away. Or the Zaman to give the Badass Yeti away. With the Zaman wallet. So I'm going to pick a really cool one here. Oh, here's another Yuck. I like these Yucks. This guy's got some teeth. Let's pull up this guy. Let's see. Here we go. This guy's funny. This is the comedic relief of the badass Yeti world. These would be the yucks. Look at this guy right there. Got a little bit of blue highlight to him. I like how big these guys are because if you look at these little tiny trees, they can crush them and stomp all over them. Look at this guy.
Pine cones, I think.
Yeah. They're probably not pine trees because the pine trees are in the background. But anyhow, but look at the detail of this guy right there. Look at the face. Guy's gnarly. That'd make a nice little avatar for somebody's YouTube login with cool yuck. Very distinguishable with those teeth, which is very cool. We can go over here and you can be like, hey, let's check this guy out. Look at the properties. There he is. You know, we got to fix on the white tribe here is the rarity. For some reason the rarity is not showing.
Yeah, I have to reach out to them. I'll do that.
Even though we got all sorts of rarity percentages here that add up and there's no calculated total. So
yeah, they're not showing the total. So I'll ping them on that. Yeah.
There you go. The badass Yetis white tribe hail from the icy expanses of the Himalayas, radiate an unmatched aura of coolness and strength. As fierce protectors of their frozen realm, they command respect from all who encounter them. Dare to be part of their legacy? Grab a badass Yetis and join the tribe. Welcome, Karma Carmichael.
Here's a good question right here. So Laurel's saying, is there a particular way to set up the wallet to receive NFTs in Zaman? There really isn't. Now, what's important is if you create a brand new Zaman wallet, like if you just say download it, you put it on your phone, whether it's iOS or it's Android, you have to remember to fund the wallet. I think it's, what is it, 2 XRP now, Jeff? I can never keep it straight. But it's whatever you have to put in there. I don't know, throw 5 XRP over there. And there has to be something in there. And so then when the transfer happens, all you have to do is you post your, there's 2 buttons in there. One is send and one's receive. You want to click on the receive one, you hit the copy button, and that's what you'll paste in here. Yep. And then you basically connect to XRP.cafe. Go connect your wallet. You click in the top area right there. You connect your wallet. And once your wallet's connected, you can just accept the transfer. It's that simple. It happens in about 5-6 seconds.
So you got to get your wallet set up. Then you're like XRP.cafe, and then you go here, boom, connect, and boom, that's it. Look at that. It's 1 XRP to fund it.
There you go, 1 XRP.
1 XRP. Imagine if it was 20 right now. Chip, 20 XRP.
Throw some over there. You're gonna want more than that in there, but you know, especially want to go buy. Suppose you go like, hey, you find a cool bet, you know, you want to get you got a white tribe, you win the white tribe, you want a blue tribe member, so then you go get a blue tribe member.
Chip, have you ever wondered how you go and buy a badass Yetis?
I have wondered that, Jeff, until maybe
I'll tell you how to do it. You go to XRP.cafe, come up to the search bar here, and you start typing in badass, because it's badass Yetis. And when you type in badass Yetis, you have the choice between a blue tribe and a white tribe. And we are updating the Discord. Sorry, it hasn't been updated yet. I'm going to get to that this weekend to update. So there's going to be a change in some of this, some of the drop downs over there that are specific to coffee discounts. So when if you own 1 Yeti, badass Yeti white or blue tribe, you get a discount. If you own 2, if you own 3, you get different levels of discounts on the badass Yetis coffee. Getting that set up, and there'll be a link. It'll say coffee, and then there'll be discounts, and you'll go into the Discord. You validate or verify your holdings of badass Yetis, and then it'll be all automated. It'll be very cool, and there'll be specific discount links that'll open up as you verify the number of these guys that you own. But so if you ever want to, you go over here and you're like, and this is what's so cool, Chip, about the technology, the XRPL, you know, the fact of the crypto, you know, you're actually living within this whole XRPL realm of, and this is like real world application that we get to experience. Like, here's your NFT, transferring an NFT over to you via that goes across the XRPL. Every data point recorded, where it is, you know, when it was, all these great things. We can actually go and record tracking of like every aspect of the transaction. You can then track backwards and see the full transaction for that NFT, you know, but it's so cool. I love it. So then once we go over to Discord, still working on some, other ideas of development here within the regulatory confines. But again, you want a blue Blue Badass Yetis, go over there. You check out these cool little guys here. And we're currently now 84% minted. So there's not many of the blue guys left. But you can
Those
just see, like,
sellers, those are people reselling their badass Yetis, right? Because these have already been minted. So when you go to mint it, it's a blind box, right? It's like those little collectibles. You don't know one of 15 different items going to be in there. You open it up, it's in a little silver bag. You open it, and that's what you get. Same thing here. So you click mint. These are 16 XRP, and then the white tribe is actually 12 XRP. So you can get
very cool.
And that's why if you have the XRP in your wallet, it just goes ahead with the transaction. And the transaction cost itself is very small. It's like 0.000 something, right? So it's a fractional, amount of money. And again, that's the metrics of the XRPL. I have another video here from about DZ Bank that Ripple put out. I thought was really interesting. I thought maybe we should take a look at this here. Let's go ahead and listen to this. It's a short one, but interesting again. Let's see. Here we go. Let's play this. You hear the music, Jeff?
DZ Bank is quite happy, and we're a bit proud that we're one of the first banks in Germany which really built and made their digital custody platform going live. We can serve our clients dealing with settlement and custody of digital assets, focusing on crypto securities according to the German securities law.
Beginning of 2023, we then decided that we should best work together with Ripple Custody.
The need of digital asset is just trying to find optimized processes and new products. And therefore, we have to think about new technologies, and DLT and blockchain is one which can help us to serve our clients better.
Digital ledger technology aims at improving existing capital market processes. This is how we see distributed ledger technology. These two processes, distributed ledger as well as existing capital markets business, will coexist the next decades.
There you have it, Jeff. Bam.
Dude, that's so crazy. So all these past 4 years that the SEC with the G-man, Gary Gensler, the GG, has been attacking the crypto industry, attacking blockchain companies, attacking Ripple. Ripple's been out there building on the XRPL, developing their platform, partnering with banks, doing all these things on a global scale, Chip, just not here at home. But you know what's changing, Chip? Did you see that beautiful picture of Brad Garlinghouse and Stu Alderati with Trump when they were visiting Mar-a-Lago?
Yeah, I've got a video on that.
Yeah, that was so outstanding.
Yeah, it was pretty great to see that. I mean, it's just wow, what a difference a year can make, huh? And the absolute turnaround, man. I mean, it's just incredible. If you think about how amazing, I mean, I don't know where Chris Larson was. I don't think he made the trip to Mar-a-Lago. I just have a feeling like I don't think he made it. But what are you going to do? I don't know.
Probably not invited. I'm sure he would be invited if he showed up, even though he sent $5 million to the opposing candidate. I'm sure he'd still be invited.
Well, he played both sides, right? They wanted to win, so it's like either way you think about it, you're going to get a win. Bet on both sides, right? I mean, that's kind of how it is. Yeah, I'll tell you what's interesting about that. Something that somebody noticed about that picture, and if you let me pull this up. It's always awkward because I got to share this in a weird way. Doing this.
There you go. That's interesting. The SEC lawsuit was meant to prevent Bank of America using XRP to leapfrog JP Morgan. And that's possible too. I mean, there's so many politics. There's so many chess pieces being moved around the board right now. It's hard to stay on top of all of it, as you start watching kind of the power struggles. And Chad, we've talked about this a lot on the show. Look at that cool badass Yeti, that mentalist that Chad has as his avatar, by the way. But we talk about and reference the whole political aspect, which is why a lot of the show, we look at the politics of the crypto investment and just overall the influence, across the board. So when you start realizing and seeing, and it's interesting to think about it from that perspective, as you try to figure out where JP Morgan is with the JPM coin, and there are so many aspects of that. But I'll still go back, the whole Ripple thing. I still, there's a lot of leverage between what was happening with Ripple's development, their primary focus, which was originally moving money and communication, and then really focusing in on Swift, and then the conglomerate that is Swift, which is over 10,000 banks.
Look at that,
that's
Jeff.
a big deal.
You think that's a fair assessment? Scotty says there's too much testosterone for Chris to be around.
I
The
don't know.
Trumpy bear might bite him.
Possible.
The Trumpy bear.
Definitely possible.
Well, look at this. Let's look at that. You talked about that picture, but let's look at this, Jeff. Check this out. Listen to this.
What the heck?
My family thinks less of me.
Oh, no.
Cause I told them to buy XRP. Try figuring the riddles out. Now no one knows what I'm talking about, but I still buy my XR.P. Yeah, you don't like it, you can suck my.
Whoa. There you go. There you go.
People are way too creative.
Way too creative. Those guys over there.
Putting that video in the background like that.
Put the video in the background. So if you're listening on the podcast, that was a picture of Stu Alderati and Brad Garlinghouse with Trump. And there's a picture behind her, which somebody cleverly knocked out, put the XRP song in there and put the bear, BG123 swaying on, with his lookout glasses. Pretty solid, Jeff. You got to like that.
It's really cool.
560, 555. 589, baby.
We're only 18 registered for the Badass Yeti. Come on. If you guys if you can get that up to 20, there's definitely people here. We only have like 63 watching right now on YouTube, which is a little shocking for a beautiful Saturday morning, but we got a total of 233. Got X people watching as well. So make sure you guys are on here. Log into YouTube. Let's get this thing up to 20. Let's get it up to 25. Maybe we can even get the drawing in here in a little bit, but you got to have your Zaman wallet ready because boom, want to be able to transfer that bad boy, right away and just make sure we get that thing rolling. Crypto Whelp. If you want a Badass Yeti, smash that thumbs up. That should be a prerequisite. You got to, if you're going to come in here, you got a prerequisite. Where is it? There we go. This is the thing right there, Chip. That's the thing.
You know the thing. I do
know the thing. Everybody do the thing. Thumbs up, subscribe, bell notifier. That helps. That definitely helps the algorithms of the channel too. People come in, they're like, you guys should have 100,000 plus subscribers. You guys should have, thousands of people watching live. And we concur with that messaging. It should definitely
channel out, man. You gotta help it out. Help a brother out.
But stuff like that definitely helps. Keeps the lights on over here. I'll tell you what. Every little thumbs up is positive. Every support through a Badass Yeti or even Badass Yeti's coffee. So
that's right.
Check
or something we don't talk a lot about, which is the on the chain merch, which we should pull up. I will pull up that in a bit, but you can buy some merch, man. Look, you always want to have some gear. You want some XRP gear? There you go. You can get some of that too.
We're gonna have to update that gear with some Badass Yetis.
We'll put some Badass Yetis up there.
Badass Yetis that people don't own yet.
And XRP and Badass Yetis.
That's what I want to see. I want to see
Monica Long, who is she the president? What is she of this? She's over there at Ripple, but she was on Bloomberg Crypto this week. So I wanted to go ahead and play this little bit here. Let's play. Did you play this the other night, Jeff?
Yeah, but that's all right. We need your feedback on it too.
No,
there's a lot of people here that weren't here on Wednesday night. So,
but if you already played it, we don't need to play it again.
Okay. Let's play it again.
Right now, this is available on Bitso, MoonPay, CoinMina, additional listings coming on Bullish, Mercado Bitcoin, and others. What about a huge platform like Coinbase and others, for example? When does that happen?
We are continuing to expand distribution and availability of Ripple dollars on other exchanges. So I think you can expect to see more availability, more announcements coming soon.
How soon?
Imminently.
Well, we'll look out for that. What about in terms of adoption? How big do you expect this to get in the next year realistically? I mean, do you have a baseline kind of projection on how big it could get based on the adoption you're talking about with clients? Do you think large institutions are using this? Who's using it?
So, I mean, if we look at the crypto landscape overall, I mean, it has certainly been, the market's been growing in the past couple quarters. And, we think that this year is going to be a big year for crypto overall. And so demand for stable coins, we think will grow along with that. As you mentioned, I mean, it's really the way to on-ramp and off-ramp. It's also used as a key asset in trading. So we think that the market's going to grow tremendously over the course of the next year. Our demand from within our client base, our business has our business doubled within payments last year. And so we see a really strong growth trajectory for our payment solution. And with that, Ripple US dollar will have a premium role.
Monica, what about other asset types? You've seen a lot of interest when it comes to ETFs tied to cryptocurrencies. A lot of questions around whether you could see an ETF tied to spot XRP. What kind of discussions are you having with people about this? Do you think we'll see one soon?
I think we will see one very soon. I think that we will see more, various crypto spot ETFs this year coming out of the US. And I think XRP is likely to be next in line after Bitcoin and ETH. There's already been a number of different companies like Canary and others who have filed. And so we think, especially with the administration change, and that the approvals of those filings will accelerate.
Yeah, especially with the change in the emitter. See how you see the that positive? Boy, that clip was way more enjoyable when you played the Wahoo through it. Wahoo! Man, that was awesome.
Got to get that rolling.
But if Jim D says if XRP goes to the moon, 589, then every Yeti price automatically goes up the same minimum price just to own one with the one XRP reserve fee. That is not true, because we will adjust the price based on what the, and that's what we recently did, because obviously XRP, when we first started selling the bad Yetis and making them available to people, it was like 45 or 50 cents. So we had to adjust it. And then we also slashed the price too, to kind of do a special for New Year's, and a lot of people are just getting acquainted with them. It does go up, but that's why you got to constantly you gotta give, Yeah, I was just telling you that I'm stranded in Montreal, so lots of snow, and in Canada, because my airline couldn't fly through its hub in Atlanta because of ice. The FAA shut it down. Just when I thought I was supposed to fly out yesterday, and then my phone blew up 6 times. Bing! Oh, you got a new time. Bing! Oh, we rebooked you on this flight. Bing! You got this. Bing! And then finally, sorry, womp womp womp, canceled. Then they made me go back through customs. I was like, man, there's so much work. Of course, they asked me if I bought a bottle. Of course, I bought a bottle of Canadian whiskey.
What you got to do?
Stuff you can't buy in the States.
That's right. So here we go, Chip. SEC. This was back in October, actually. So SEC formally acknowledged filing to convert Grayscale digital large cap fund GDLC into ETFs. They have like all these different things that were going on. This isn't the one I wanted to read, but hang on. I don't want to look at the large cap, but I'm looking at Grayscale. There was actually an acknowledgement here on XRP. Trying to see what happened to it. Was this? Where's the statement on it? It's the filing here. Come on, I'm not seeing the filing that I pulled up.
I'm not sure.
I had it pulled up, and now I don't know if this is the right one. Let me see. Oh, well, it mentioned it there. GDLC holds approximately 77% BTC, ETH, and a remainder in Sol, XRP, and AVAX. But there is a whole statement on this where they actually filed for an XRP. They filed for the XRP ETF. They actually have a mini trust. So, if you look at the Grayscale mini trust, they do have a mini trust.
That's cool. And then right here too, Bitstamp. Now this is some new news. New on Bitstamp, we just listed the Ripple USD, known as RLUSD, on Ethereum network. So now it's available over there on Bitstamp on Ethereum, designed to hold a 1-to-1 value of the US dollar. RLUSD is backed by cash and cash equivalents. Ready to trade? Start today. There you go. Pretty interesting. Pretty interesting, as they say, Jeff.
Jonathan Carpenter's in Indiana. Hey, I know you guys have done it. Give a quick shout out where you guys are tuning in from. We got people tuning in all the way from the UK, over in Australia, over in the US, in LA. We got all sorts of different time zones that are tuned in. We had LA logging in, and it was like 5 a.m. And then we got people at night that are logging in from Europe, and it's like 2 a.m. So, people get up early to watch this in California, and people go to bed late, from other parts.
Yeah, it's always great. We really appreciate that, because you make time. It's great to be to here. And yeah, Ron John's always coming in from Thailand.
Puerto Rico,
Belgium, of course, holding down the fort in Belgium. That's our strongest. That's our OG in Belgium for sure. Crypto Wealth. And Jeff, check this out. So we talked a little bit about those snowy Northeast Ohio. Yeah. Well, big game coming up tomorrow, Jeff. We got the Bills taking on at Orchard Park, New York, taking on Denver Broncos. And I have a colleague who's from Denver that I got to hang out with this week, and he said he wanted to put a wager in the game, but he wasn't confident in his team. Like, that makes it more fun. What do you want to wager? I was like, go ahead. I'm like, look, on any given Sunday, man, strong defense. We'll see what happens. This right here, Jeff and I talked a little bit about this at the beginning, the top of the hour here, the show, I should say. And Ripple and MoonPay, they donated $50,000 of the Ripple USD to the Los Angeles Fire Department Foundation. And that's to support the first responders on the front lines of the California wildfires. We're continuing to evaluate how we can best help these critical efforts. So they're doing their part. You know, if everybody kind of did a little bit, and there you go. Why? Because budgets were slashed. That's part of what happened. But a lot of mismanagement, period, across the board. I think that's really what spoils it, when there is the sort of mismanagement. And also, too, like, how are these arsons, like, people, regular people, were out there, Jeff, finding people actually lighting fires, right? Doing citizen arrests. And to me, the police aren't there because they slashed the budget by $17 million. Remember, they wanted to completely get rid of the police altogether. That didn't go over so well. Remember that? They're like, oh, we got to get rid of the police. Nobody wants to. And Gavin Newsom, who always has bad things to say about, the president and this and that. Now he wants his incompetence fixed, which, yeah, I understand. When you have these rogue governors that do this weird stuff, yeah, you're going to get into a position of where, look at this. I'll show you what he put up here. Newsom made a post, and it's interesting because he didn't go through official channels. He went here. So Gavin Newsom, this is the governor of California. Real Donald Trump, as you prepare to assume the presidency once more, I invite you to come to California. The hundreds of thousands of Americans displaced from their homes and fearful for the future deserve to see us all working together in their best interest, not politicizing a human tragedy and spreading disinformation. It's not disinformation when you blew it. It's not disinformation when the president was out there in 2018 and told you exactly how to do it. And then it wasn't shortly after that, after a wildfire, that they said you got to do the brush burn, you got to have the water available. In Los Angeles, there used to be a pretty sizable lake, and they basically rerouted it, dumped it in the water, and they basically, I don't know if they put homes up there or what, but there used to be a natural water supply. If you look on an old maps, it's just, it's what it is mental illness, climate change, this and that. And meanwhile, we only tracked climate for the last 100+ years. The real scientists who have tracked it back thousands of years will tell you there were warmer periods and there were colder periods. So the Earth has been cooling the last 20-some years, and that's why they changed it from global warming to climate change. That was the whole principal reason why they had to do that, Jeff, because it didn't fit the narrative anymore. It's like, okay, so it's cooling, so now it's just climate change. We got to figure it out. The climate change asserts that man is responsible. Humans are responsible for the Earth, what happens to the Earth. Yet the colder and warmer periods when there was not too many people living on, on the planet. So, go figure, Jeff, how that works. Well, go figure. I'm trying to find this video. I don't know why. It's this one I like when I download the videos instead of sharing the screen.
Here we go, Chip. So here's there's all sorts of pictures. Here's another one. Man arrested in California's Woodland Hills for a suspected arson with a blowtorch. There's the blowtorch. They had pulled this guy. There's all sorts of, stuff that's, but they want to claim it on a homeless guy, but yet they're popping up all over the place, so it's just
right. Like homeless guys are really trying to, that's what they're up to. Right. So they're trying to burn down Los Angeles, but here we go. Yeah. And the thing,
one after another.
Yeah. And what's going on here, like we think about, there you go right there. Yeah, there's no sound, but that's okay. I don't know if
I didn't click on it. I'm scrolling.
Yeah, so I found the video here, so I'm gonna put it up here. Here's the video, Jeff. Check this out. But here are citizens protecting their neighbor. Here's a guy trying to burn it down. Here he is right here. It's all Fox LA. Here he is right here. Check this out. Watch the takedown. I don't think there's any sound in this, but basically you got one of the citizens shouting at a dude, and there they are right there. They're holding the guy because he had, he's trying to start a fire. Boom. Little leg kick, knocks his ass down. People starting fires in Los Angeles. He's telling them to put down the torch, put it down, put it down, put it down. These people are taking action. There's no police. And this is why you don't want to rely on police,
Nope.
You want to come over and light this area.
Yep.
Crazy.
And you think about
Because I'm like
a 30-year-old guy,
that blowtorch is it's a weapon.
Jump literal cities.
I know. I can understand there, but all the way over.
Exactly. That doesn't make any sense. Okay.
Yeah. So this basically saying that like
guys.
these fires don't jump by themselves. They're not. This is arson, man. People are burning the cities down. Remember that right before the 2020 election, we called it the Summer of Love, when they burned cities to the ground. Nobody went to jail. People got killed. And the guy that actually protected himself, and when they actually found the video of him, people with guns going after him, Kyle Rittenhouse, they wanted to say that he was the bad guy. So this is just how mental illness and the people that call about the science, Jeff, the science. They want this, and then misinformation. So any difference of opinion or misinformation, you can see Keir Starmer over there in the UK. You make a meme about Keir Starmer, and you know what that means, Jeff? That means that you are the bad person, but you have a rape gang that repeatedly rapes these young girls that can't protect themselves, 10, 12, 8 years old. And in some cases, they've gone after the kids and the parents. They lock the fathers up for trying to protect their daughters, and this is who gets it. So there we go, right there.
Has lost it. Oh, Flatliner streams. What is going on? We got to keep the lights on. Need to get Chip another lemon tree. That's the problem.
The lemon tree. You need a lemon tree, Jeff. A lemon tree. I should have a little lemon tree.
A travel one.
I was planning on doing this from the OTC studio this morning, but it just didn't happen. But that's how it works sometimes. But you can't control Mother Nature, man. I mean, when it snows and it gets icy, like you want it to be. There was an aborted takeoff yesterday at the Atlanta airport. I was in the pub. There's a great little pub here, an Irish pub. I was having some fish and chips, and they flashed it up on the screen. But I guess an engine problem, so they aborted. And then the next I saw all the snow. I was like, wow, snow, Atlanta. There's all that snow out there. Amazing. Arsonist named
climate change. First name climate, last name change.
It could have been something. It could have been something along those lines. Exactly. Jeff, sometimes when I see certain videos of people, it's really sometimes what makes it really fun is just the personality. This is this dude. He's laughing. He's laughing so hard. Like he's trying to get the words out and he's laughing, he's joking around and goofing off. And I was like, you know what? I love this dude. So here it is right here. Let me play this guy.
Before you play that, Chip, look at this. Get your Badass Yetis coffee. Sorry for the interrupt. Get your Badass Yetis coffee right there. Go to badassyetiescoffee.com. Badass Yetis coffee.
Yeah, Mike knows. Mike's been drinking the coffee. He loves the coffee, man, and it's good. I tell him, Mike. Mike's not a paid chill. He's just a guy. He's an OG. He's been here forever. He's a Floridian. I mean, free state of Florida. Come on, man. But yeah, Mike likes the coffee, and he promotes it because he knows it's good, man. So here we go. Look at this guy, Jeff. I just love this guy. I want to get him on the show. I don't know who the hell he is, but I really want to get him on the show because this video right here I had to watch it twice. It was so much fun. Watch this video. I love it so much. Look at this. Ready? You ready for it? Let me see if I have the volume up. Yeah, here we go.
Oh, the Democrats, they're in full panic mode. Just watched Donald Trump's speech. And I think one of the things that's really got people wound up watching the commentators on CNN, Bloomberg, and CBS Business. They're really upset. He's going to rename the Gulf of Mexico the Gulf of America. And why not? Let's make America great again. Oh, my goodness me. I don't mind. Why is everybody so upset? It's been the Gulf of Mexico as long as I know. I really don't give a shit one way or the other. But boy, just the mention of it, I mean, whether it happens or not, I don't know. And quite a few people in Texas think it's a good idea. But the left are going, they're full meltdown now. I mean, they can't believe this is going to happen because they've tried to impeach him again, I believe. It stopped him getting nominated, but that's all gone through now. So he will be the next president of the United States in less than a couple of weeks. And his mate Elon Musk is upset the British Labour Party enormously and secure calling all of us who support, an inquiry into the child grooming disgrace here in the UK. We're all far right. I mean, he's lost the fucking plot, that guy. And that Labour Party, they are a disgrace anyway. But I just thought I'd go on here and have a little giggle and a little laugh at the Democrats in fucking full meltdown again. And it's an absolute joy to watch. Absolute joy. I love you all in America. And by the way, you've had some really bad snow over there. Nothing like we've had here. We've had 1 centimetre here. Closed all the airports, by the way. It was horrendous. You wouldn't have understood it being an American or a Canadian. I'm not joking. Well, I am kind of, because I'm in one of my happy moods and I'm drinking a beautiful gin and tonic with aromatics elixir. Oh, heaven. Heaven. Absolute heaven.
Can we get this guy on the show, Jeff? I mean, can you reach out to him? We'll get him on the podcast. He'll be laughing all the way through the interview. My God, it would be just incredible. Can you imagine that?
Who is he? Do we know who he is?
So I don't know who he is. I think I'm gonna look on. I'm gonna see if that's his TikTok account because it will tell you at the end. If it is his TikTok account, I will reach out to him and just say, "Hey, come on here. I want to hear your perspective. Living outside the United States. I love the interesting perspective from outside, like how people, because we were told, Jeff, that everybody hates Trump, right? Except there were mass celebrations going on down under, over there in Asia. I saw stuff throughout Europe, the UK. But no, we were told he's a bad man or, dangerous, he's some kind of a vampire. And we're just going to have fun, just nonstop fun here. BadassYetisCoffee.com. But something I will tell you, Jeff. So you remember Prince, great musician, phenomenal. I loved his music. I thought he wasn't really noted for his guitar playing, but I thought he was a phenomenal guitar player. Like his style, like how he could just, go nuts on that guitar. And I thought he was always the best. And always in these guitar polls, you never see Prince's name mentioned. And I think he's very underrated. Now, Prince changed his name to the symbol. Remember, he had the symbol on the guitar, and people thought, well, he's a nut job. Why would he do that? Why would he change his name? Well, I'll tell you why. Because he had a contract that said that locked him down for a committed amount of albums. He didn't want to record it, and there was a time frame on it that he had to provide that for. He did not want to create, Purple Rain. Yeah, he did not want to actually make those albums, and he couldn't under his name Prince. However, he changed his name cleverly to a symbol, and he recorded under the symbol name. Very clever. But people thought, well, what's the symbol thing? This doesn't make sense. This guy's crazy. No, this guy's strategic. That was something that Prince was very smart about when it came to business. Yeah. And let's talk about the Gulf of Mexico. Well, Jeff, did you know that there's drilling restrictions on the Gulf of Mexico? You know where there's no restrictions?
Gulf of America.
Damn right. There's no restrictions on the Gulf of America. I think Trump's funny. Think he's crafty. No, he's very strategic, knows how to get around, knows how to navigate a contract, knows how to navigate a treaty. That's why I like a smart business guy that's done well in life and knows how to navigate the landscape. So brilliant play, man. And people are like, why would we change that? That doesn't make any sense. Well, it kind of makes a lot of sense if you know. So yeah, you can drill for petrol, for oil. There you go. There you go. Purple.
If you guys don't know what we're talking about, it's this whole area here with all that border landmass, right? And then all of this is now the Gulf of America.
Well, I want to see, so the Gulf, technically, if you like, the tip of the Mexican peninsula all the way up to Florida there in Miami, the Keys there, there's almost as much landscape, if not more. There's probably more coastline. We should analyze the coastline. It looks like it's almost half and half. Maybe it's longer in the U.S., so maybe it ought to be,
it's longer on the U.S. If you measure out all this coastline.
Jeff, how do we not mention the mass celebration that will be at the Quantum Summit? There's Mel, the XRP.cafe, and we didn't even talk about that at all. But we have to be there, Jeff. This is in March. This is in March. It'll be in Florida, and if we go to this thing, which we'll try to figure out a way, we'll talk to Mel and find out how we can do that. You guys, but the thing is, Mel, do we have enough space? I heard it was sold out. So and it sold out quickly. So do you have a bigger space so other people can go to the Quantum Summit? Let us know in the comments there.
Jonathan Carpenter, man, he leaves. He's like, I'm busy, got to go, and then he comes back. He keeps popping back.
I can't stop coming back to YouTube. Well, you know, it is recorded. You can kind of just like listen to it at your own leisure, you know. But it is we do record it, and it's great because it was great to see, you know, that comment we put on there earlier about, you know, people listening to the podcast, because it's funny because some people will listen to the podcast, which is audio only. So yeah, a lot of times you don't get to see the videos. You know, that's some of that stuff is lost, but the rest of it is very, very cool.
But it's cool when you're in the car for, you know, periods of time. It's great to put on podcasts. You know, I've been listening to like every single day. Chris Voss, I put him on.
He's awesome.
I went through. What was his book? Don't Split the Difference.
Don't Split the Difference.
Right. So I put that on 1.25 speed. Man, I went through that book, you know, so quick. But you put it on the right speed, you can still consume everything because it's kind of slower.
Yeah.
But the podcast, man, he's been on so many different podcasts.
Phenomenal,
and each
man.
one has a little bit of a different take. He kind of, you know, reiterates some of the things he's saying, you know, tells some of the same stories, but just to absorb and consume the stuff that Chris Voss says. If you guys don't know who Chris Voss is, go check him out. Chris Voss is a hostage negotiator.
Former.
He runs Black Swan, former FBI hostage crisis negotiator, and the guy is just outstanding. You know, from
Jeff,
a sales perspective,
our
communication perspective.
Don't you remember we went to Australia? That I was so shocked that they had the Chris Voss masterclass. So Jeff and I both watched the masterclass. And if you are, whether you're in business or if you're whatever you're doing in your life, you have to negotiate. I don't care if you buy something, if you buy a car or whatever. His techniques work. They're masterful in business. They're great in getting somebody to open up. It's the right little questions and what you can ask. The parroting thing is the thing I do. I use that all the time. Someone will say something and I'll just oh yeah, well, then they go into it. But if you ask them about it, they won't say a thing. But you do that little thing at the end. Seems like there, when you label it, when you say seems like there's right, that labeling stuff works as well too, and it also lets the other person, you know, be able to express like what's real for them. Seems like there was something more that you wanted to say there. You know,
it really sounds like you spent a lot of time, you know, listening to and reading some of Chris Voss's stuff.
Yeah, I may. It sounds like you want to know. Well, it sounds like I spent a lot of time, Jeff. Yeah. Touche, baby. There you go.
Sounds like you appreciate Chris Voss's commentary.
Yeah,
podcast.
He's the man. I remember I was interviewing for a job, and they said like, what out of all the frameworks and stuff, you know, for sales, any kind of sales job, they'll ask you like, what do you like? You know, the med picks, the world, the bands. You know, you name all the stuff. And I was like, I said Chris Voss, and they go, Chris Voss? And I was like, it was so funny because I was like, you don't know, but you just did there, but you know, you will know once you understand it. And it was funny.
Is it unreasonable if we go on to the drawing?
Not at all, Jeff. More Chris Voss, baby. Is it unreasonable? No, not at all. Yeah, listen, I have a super unreasonable request, which sets the next thing up for whatever your request is. Doesn't seem unreasonable, so you're going to get agreement. Hey, this is completely unreasonable request I have. What is it? Yeah. Can we execute this contract on this day? I was doing that. Okay. If you ask about that date, forget it, right? So there's a lot of great stuff, man. Lots of great stuff. You know, Jeff, you know, one of the things, I mean, in these fires, they talk a lot about, well, yeah, a lot of people lost their homes, but, you know, a lot of them were celebrities. A lot of them were, you know, musicians, like a lot of people who lost their homes. And some are just regular people, hardworking people. Those homes weren't worth 4 million, 5 million. They're 15, 20, 35, 40, 50, 60 million. A lot of them did not have fire insurance. A lot of these people are homeless, right? And some people had multiple homes, but it's just, to me, it's the saddest thing you could probably imagine. And people are like, oh, those are rich people. Well, a lot of rich people get wiped out too, man. I mean, you know, people that have money, how are you going to rebuild that? You can't rebuild the home it's going to take an exorbitant amount of money. So to me, it's just it's incredibly, I don't know. It's when you see those fires, man, it looks like a movie. It looks like apocalypse, right? It looks like, and you're like, and they were being set deliberately, and it's really hard to watch. So I would just say that this one here, I'm going to put up here. This is Mel Gibson, and listen during this interview when he really has a great disposition on how he frames it in his head and the way, because look, you're devastated. He lived in his home for, I don't know, 20 some years, whatever. This is his home, right? But I love the way he positions it and the way he talks about it. This is really, he's somewhat pretty positive, but here we go. This was Mel Gibson on News Nation.
And Mel joins me by phone right now. Mel, I am so sorry to be talking to you under these circumstances. I'm looking at video of the ruins of what was once your home. I got to ask you how you're doing.
I'm doing good. It's just a thing. But, it is obviously, it's kind of devastating. It's emotional. You lived there for a long time and you had all your stuff. You remember George Carlin talking about your stuff? Yeah. I had my stuff there and it's all like, I've been relieved from the burden of my stuff because it's all in cinders.
Yeah. Where were you, Mel, when the fire broke out?
Gosh, I was in Austin. I was doing the Rogan podcast, and I was kind of ill at ease while we were talking because I knew my neighborhood was on fire. So I thought, I wonder if my place is still there. But when I got home, sure enough, it wasn't there. I went home and I said to myself, well, at least I haven't got any of those pesky plumbing problems anymore.
When did you drive up? Did you take this video that we're looking at?
Yeah, I was taking some of it. Rose took some, and the chickens survived. It was amazing.
It is.
Like poop, and they were fine. So we gave them some grain and some water, and they're happy and laying eggs and stuff. So roast chickens.
And where was Rose during all of this? Was she with you in Austin, or?
No. We evacuated. See, I left on a plane, and the winds were picking up, and I went to Austin, and of course. While I was gone, whenever I leave town, a fire breaks out. It was the same last month. I mean, it was the same thing. The flames were like 200 yards away from my house. But this time they came from the other direction and really nailed me. And I have never seen a place so perfectly burnt. It is like, it's kind of, you could put it in an urn,
Yeah, there is nothing there. What about the rest of the neighborhood, Mel? Your neighbors, the people you've lived next to for quite some time, how did they fare?
Yeah, some of the neighbors really got it hard. I know, Ed Harris, the actor who lived down the street, I think his place is gone, and many of my friends up and down the street. And it was kind of random. It wasn't every place, but it was quite a few places. There was a dozen places or so that were just non-existent. I mean, nothing but a chimney and a few roof tiles, and you dare not walk around for the nails and the whole deal. The vehicles were gone, everything. It was completely toasted. I've never seen such a complete burn. It's like someone did it on purpose to really destroy every aspect of it.
And when you hear that this fire is 0% contained, they have still not contained this. They're calling it the worst fire in LA history.
Well, those winds were something else. I mean, when have we had winds like that? I mean, that's crazy. And, I guess the water wasn't doing what it should. And, the forests weren't cleared like they should have been. So, I don't know. It's the perfect confluence. It's the perfect storm of the perfect firestorm. I mean, my place looked like Dresden.
Yeah, it does look like Dresden. What are you going to do now? Are you going to try and rebuild there?
I don't know. I mean, I'll clean it up because it's toxic. And, of course, the land is beautiful. It's a beautiful ocean view. Hey, anybody want to buy some land? 5 acres. Yeah.
Yeah, get it cheap. Ha ha. I don't think so.
Yeah. So it's, we'll go through the usual motions, I guess. There's some kind of insurance, maybe. I can't even tell you anymore. But, it's emotional. And, I lived there for about 14, 15 years. So it was home to me. And I had a lot of personal things there that, I can't get back. And
like what?
But all kinds of stuff, everything from photographs to files to, just personal things that I had from over the years and clothing, and it's pretty cool stuff, but hey, that can all be replaced. These are only things. And the good news is that those in my family and those I love are all well, and we're all happy and healthy and out of harm.
Amazing. I mean, what a disposition. This guy, I mean, he's making jokes. He lost everything, photographs photographs can't be replaced. I mean, a lot of times people will scan their old photographs, put them in a digital format. But I don't know if he had any hard cold storage wallets, Jeff, and I don't know if he had his keys. If you suppose he was in crypto, that you have your keys someplace else, maybe in a lockbox in a bank there, that you had your 12 or your 24 seed phrase. I don't know. Suppose you had your little cold storage wallet and it's gone, right? Another reason too why I like the Zaman wallet, it's always with you, it's protected, it's a great wallet, and it's a lot easier to use, in my opinion, than half of this other stuff. Especially, I saw Ranjan earlier talking about the Ledger Live update and then his thing bricked. Now, what you need to do is you need to make sure that you reach out to, I don't remember where the comment was, but you have to reach out to Ledger. And it's do your due diligence. Never post it on social. Somebody will come in with a fake account trying to get you to get your seed phrase. You never give your seed phrase to anybody. I don't care. It's from people from a cold storage wallet. You never give out your seed phrase. I know sometimes people get under duress in panic mode. They do things that they normally wouldn't do. We all have been there. We've all done these things. And this is why reach out to people, your friends in crypto, reach out to get a second opinion. Don't live inside of a vacuum if you're making these decisions. But make sure you're talking to them, because there might be they'll be able to help you. And it's, go to ledger.com, the website, go to their support, email them. And I don't even know about emailing, but just make sure you're talking on a secure channel and be very cautious of phishing emails, because, that's all I can say.
All right. That's it. Exactly. So let's Chip. We're going to do this.
Let's do the giveaway.
We're going to do it a little bit earlier, but now we're going to do it now. Make sure you guys have your Zaman wallet ready. Last few times it's taken us like 10 minutes to get the transfer to whoever wins. So what we're going to do, and there's some people that are behind us, like time sequence wise, they're not caught up to the live yet. So as soon as the winner comes in, we're going to post it. So for those that are on the live segment, you're also a little bit delayed, but make sure you say, hey, I'm here. And then you're going to have your wallet ready and you're going to post it. And then we have a short period of time to get it posted. So we're going to do the draw right now, Chip. So I'm going to hit this draw button. So everybody get ready. Get your Zaman wallet ready. We have 28 registered, and I'm going to hit the button right now. You ready? Here we go.
Excited. Let's go. That's what we got. Oh. Tick, 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 tick. We got to play some cool music that is exactly as long as this is. And then dun, 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 Jim D. No, Chad. Chad wins. Yeah. Chad Dawson wins.
Chad wins. Look at that. Chad, you're the winner. Chad, are you still here?
Winner, winner, chicken dinner.
That is the winner.
And look at how great his
winner,
badass Yeti looks right there. It's a mentalist.
Yeah, it's a big winner, Chad. We need your.
Chad's here, and he's grabbing his wallet.
Get your wallet ready. We're gonna transfer that
cool.
to you, and that's
but the website's not here, so don't.
There he is, right. Look at that. That was quick. Boom. See, that's what I'm talking about, Chip.
Yeah, that's great. Look out, you see that? Because he prepped it. He had it ready. And sometimes, preparedness. This might be the fastest I'm here with the wallet we've ever seen. That happened almost as fast as the transfer of a badass Yeti in 3-4 seconds. Incredible. Wow.
Boom. We're going to do that. We're going to post, and then we're going to transfer this bad boy over.
There you go.
Right now, I got to hit it.
This is amazing, man. Fantastic.
QR code. That was what should work. It's just like boom. I like how that was just so quick like that.
Says congrats. Yeah, absolutely. It's so great having everybody out there, have their badass Yetis, and it's so great to see this right here. It's a crypto web. You see theirs right there. You see Chad's right there. There's his. Check it. Right. So a badass Yeti. I love when I see the badass Yetis here. Crypto Neezer right there. See, it's great to see the badass Yeti showing up in full force. You got Justin over here. Look at Justin.
Done.
Justin's got his badass Yeti.
Chad, check it out.
Badass Yeti right there, man. Beautiful.
That is now
I didn't even know Justin changed this to the badass Yeti. That's very cool, man. Very, very cool. Let's see who else we have. I'm just looking through here randomly, but yeah, we got this. It's pretty much turning into Badass Yeti in the comments. I love it. Love it, man. Incredibly cool.
1302. Yuck.
But Mike, come on, Mike. You just have the normal M. You have to go ahead and get your Badass Yeti. Put your screenshot up there, man. Throw your Badass Yetis up there. You got a couple of them. Let's go, man. And also too, if you like the badass little Yeti guys, you can the white tribe is 12 XRP. You can go ahead and mint one. You collect your wallet. You click mint. You have to make sure you have at least 12 XRP. Well, you need more than that. You need, because there's going to be 12 plus fractional little drops of payment. And then the badass Yeti's white tribe is 16 XRP. So there you have it. There you have it. And Mel Carmine was saying earlier in here, he was saying, let me put this. Here we go. So now when he was on the show, he made a prediction. He said, before the inauguration, XRP hits $8. You better strap on. There he says it. We're going along for the ride. What a way to celebrate Trump's comeback with having him direct effect on XRP blowing it up. I mean, Mel, that happens, man, and you are coming back on the show. You're like a genius. You'll be like Mel. You'll be like the seer that will come on the show and make future predictions. People will be like, what is Mel calling for now? Chug the coffee. No, drink it nice, man. You don't want to chug that coffee.
Chug.
We had the great chance of meeting out in California. We went to lunch together. We had some fun. I don't like to dox people because you're not using your real name here. So, but I would say we had the awesome chance to meet out in Australia, which was great. Had lunch, went out to lunch with Dirk. We sat in back at Dirk driving the G-Wagon. It was a lot of fun.
Chip, I missed that lunch. We came back from traveling down the mountain. Remember, we're at the Irish pub.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to you. I don't know where
you're sick.
Where did you end up?
I got car sick. No, I got out of the car.
That's right.
Sitting in the back instead of the front, whatever. And I got back, and you're like, "Hey, we're on our way. You got to jump in an Uber and head back over here," because I left a little bit later from the pub. Now I'm like, "No, there's no way I'm getting back in another car." Not gonna. You're like, it's like 10 minutes away. Like,
it was a great lunch, and Crypto Eddie was also there. They actually kept the place open. Dirk had called ahead and said, "Yeah, I'm bringing there's 10 or 12 people going there." And then I know Crypto Eddie was there. I'm trying to think who else was there. A bunch of people. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Marcia Bailey says, I was in Nevis during Trump's presidency. The tour driver loved Trump. We were only the ones on the bus of Americans that talked about him. We loved Trump too. The rest seemed kind of pissed that we were talking. Well, there you go. What are you going to do? Yeah, it's there's a lot of good stuff going on here, man. Congratulations, Chad. It says Ray Run. Beautiful. There's Mel. Jonathan Carpenter. I'm going to wait. Never wait. Do it now. Do it now.
Gotta put a little Yeti in the middle of the logo. You know what we need are some Yetis hanging on the wall. That'll be kick ass. Some right next to the lemon over here.
Well, Jeff, let me put this up there because I love, first of all, you remember back in the 90s, early 90s, Adam Carolla and Jimmy Kimmel had a show called The Men Show, and half of that stuff you couldn't show today. It was so outlandish, right? But it's funny because Adam Carolla is on the right and Jimmy Kimmel is a little soy boy on the left. So, he was crying when Trump got reelected. I'm like, dude, please put it in check, will you? But what I love about this interview with Megyn Kelly and Adam Carolla here is that, Jeff, he sounds an awful lot like us. The way he positions it, the way he talks about it, it sounds very, very familiar to me. Let's listen in.
Gavin Newsom, got recalled essentially, and he still won. We had a choice between Rick Caruso, a sort of qualified, able-bodied businessman, for mayor. We ended up with Karen Bass. We sort of get what we deserve. And I do want to say to all the people in Malibu, very blue, Palisades, very blue, Santa Monica, very blue. You guys like all this. This is who you voted for these people. You're sitting around right now going, how come the fire hydrants don't work? Where's the mayor? Why is she out of the country? what's going on with the aqueducts? You voted for these people. This is who you voted for. You live in Santa Monica, you live in these places. This is how you roll. This is what you agree with. You think it's more important to have a woman of color versus a qualified person. You think it's more important to have a lesbian running the fire department than a qualified person. Well, you asked for it. You got it. Now your house is on fire.
Your house is on fire.
There you go. House is on fire, man. And that's it. That's exactly, you know, you get what you vote for, and it's sad, but that's what, you know, we said that about New York. Like, listen, you don't like it? I'm sorry, man. You must like it, because if you're not connecting the policy, and again, forget about the person. It's the policy. It's how you're going to govern. It's how you are going to conduct yourself. It's what are you going to make a priority. Now, when they, you know, giving somebody else, like, actually, let me see if I find this video. My gosh, I don't know. The thing is, Jeff, there's so many videos here, and who can really watch them all? My gosh, there's a. But you know, somebody making commentary is like, look, if you're pulling from a pool, if you're pulling from this pool, the best person that could do this job, and you decided it was going to be a woman and a lesbian and a this and a that, a person of color. Okay, so then now there's your pool. That's the pool you're pulling from, and how big is that pool? You know, and how many of the out of that pool want to do that job, right? So to me, again, we got to get down to rewarding people for doing the job effectively. And if they can't do the job effectively, get rid of them. Put somebody else in there who can do the job effectively. You know, it doesn't come back to I don't get me started on this, Jeff. I mean, don't get me started. I just don't get so. And so Karen Bass, who he was just talking about, defunded the fire department. She emptied the reservoirs. There were stolen hydrants. So there's no water in the hydrants. She canceled fire hydrant testing. She funded transgender cafes, and she went to Ghana while LA was on fire. And she didn't get on a plane and come back. So this is what you thought was good. You wanted it, you got it, you voted for it. So there it is.
And you love it. Chip, we got to roll. You look at the time.
Got to rock. Yeah, I got to go. I got to get to the airport.
We're going to be back on tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern. Another Badass Yetis handout. More XRP talk, more crypto talk, more politic talk. And that's how it goes. And that was the Chip rant. Chip was going to rant right up until the point where his.
I was going to keep going, Jeff. If you hadn't been checking the time, thank you for doing that. I got to get out of here. I got to get busy. I got to get out into the 7-degree weather here, but feels like -6. So what is that? I don't even know. It's cold. What is that? Did someone do that conversion in Celsius? Man, it's cold here, dude.
Way too cold.
It's cold.
Great show, top marks. That's right. And Chad, the big winner of the day.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate that. Appreciate that.
Chad.
Good news is I got upgraded to first, so it's going to be a pleasant trip. And and the other part of that's going to be pleasant, Jeff, is I'll be getting I'm going to be taking an Uber, because I'll take an Uber. I just stop parking my car there, because it's just, you come in, you get an Uber, and you go home. I don't have to look through the parking lot, get this, you know, costs about the same. If you go for a week, about the same price.
Boom.
XRP plus Trump's equals $8. All right, brother. Now, wasn't it funny if, like, let's suppose like it goes to $7 and 89 cents, and be like, Mel, you suck, man. You missed the call. You told us $8. What, the $7.89. $7.97. You were wrong, man. You were wrong. We knew you'd be wrong. Right. So anyway, just having a little fun there, guys.
I didn't notice it, but he already changed it. Look at that.
Did you change it already? Look at that. There it is.
Put him up. Look at his yuck.
Look at that. That was all right, Mike. I'm going to ask you to do the same. Mike, come on, man. Mike, let's go. What are you waiting for, man?
Crypto Yelp found out.
You know what I think would be more appropriate for Mike? Don't use the Badass Yeti coffee bag, because that's more that would probably be even better. You could start a trend, Mike. You could put the Badass Yeti coffee bag up there and be like, "What's that? Oh my gosh, he loves the coffee." That's one of our, you know, that's how we know that you consume the coffee. You put that up. That would be awesome. Thank you and good night. Thank you and good night.
We'll check you guys.
That's how you do it. You got to go to your Google account, whatever your Gmail is account, and then you go to, I need someone else here. Tell them how to do it. You guys have all done it. Chad, you just changed yours. Tell them how to do it. Chad, tell Mike how to do it. How we changed that. I think you click on your profile.
On your profile something and click and change and little
I don't know. It's probably really hard to find. So Chad just did it. Yeah, he says he'll do it. Awesome. YouTube. Oh, your YouTube profile. Okay, so you go to your YouTube profile. Probably, I think it's in the top right when you're in the YouTube. You go to your profile, and there's a way to go ahead and change it and upload it there. And you can just go to the Badass Yetis coffee site, and you can do that, which would be cool. But Jeff, I wanted to just do one thing. I'm going to make you just wait one quick thing. It's just a quick promo for the show. You want to know what that quick promo is? You're wondering? It's right here. Very, very cool. This is on the chain. There it is right there. So this is on the chain. Here we go. This is our merch. It's on the chain.shop. I will go ahead and I will drop it in there. But if you want to get something cool, this is premium stuff. Ships directly to your wherever you are. But there, you can get the return. See the return of the XRP, a takeoff of Return of the Jedi. It's SEC Wars right there instead of Star Wars. So very fun, cool. And on the back, you got on the chain. Got on the chain there. See, so you got that. There it is. It comes in women's as well. There it is. Return of the XRP. Look, you can get a cool ass hoodie. You know, sometimes it's a little cooler in places. You can get a nice little beanie. I got to get a beanie. Right there, an on the chain beanie. You know, wear it proud, man. Look at this. This is the takeoff of the Empire Strikes Back. I remember when Ripple purchased like 80 of these shirts, Jeff. We're like, who made that big order? And then next thing you know, we started seeing people from Ripple posting at it and saying, I'm wearing this today. It was SEC Wars, Ripple Strikes Back. There you go. Oh, you want to have some one of those, man. It's legendary stuff, man. Ripple Strikes Back. You can get it on a hoodie. And also these come in other colors. If you click into them, you can go buy it in different colors. So it's you can get a bunch of different colors. You know, you can change the color of the come in multiple colors. So if you can see that, you got choose your size, add it to the cart. Pretty easy. I dropped the link in there. It's also in there too. We've got a code right now. Use XRP589 at checkout for 20% off. XRP589. That's sitting up at the top right there. And just a lot of cool things you can get. I'll tell you something that I use. Let me see where it is. Accessories, bags. I have this one right here. Like, you know, when you travel, when you have all your cords, this is a little canvas bag. I probably should get my, hang on a second. Hang on.
There he goes. Let's see what we got. Chip, we're chasing score.
Hang on, people. Here it is. Look at this right here. So here it is. I put all my cables in here, Jeff.
There you go.
It zips up here. Got a cool little zip here. I throw my cables in there. I'm using them right now, but I have my cables and stuff. You know how you don't get lost? Zip it in the bag, throw it in your travel thing, and guess what?
Look at that.
XRP. Can't be 100% sure.
Magic, Chip.
You got that on that side, right? So you get this on. We have this stuff on everything. On the chain, cool little bag, really durable. I've been using this for the last couple of years, but I throw my cables in there. I toss it in my backpack. They never get lost. They don't get tangled, and I know exactly where it is. So there's a lot of cool, fun stuff up there.
That's a big right there from Chad. Do the shirts fit you? Chad is 6'4".
Yeah, well, I'm 6'3", and they do fit you. But I would there's a measuring size. There's a sizer there too. If you're into the bags too, you know, sometimes you know get a bag, you know, and so make good gifts too. You want to get somebody like, oh. It's so funny because I pull it on the plane. I'm always, you know, wondering if someone's going to say something about it. But I did find out one of my colleagues. He goes, "I heard you're the guy to talk to about crypto," and I'm like, I go, "I'm a fan." And he says, "I said, what kind of crypto do you own?" He goes, "I own XRP," and I was like, "How do we not know this? We've been working together for a while. How do we not have this conversation?" So yeah, he's over in our London office, and I thought, man, how cool is that? And so, yeah, he was a fan. I said, "Hey, do you watch any YouTubers?" He goes, "No, I just kind of follow stuff in the news and stuff," and kind of asked him why he purchased and everything. But also, too, the drinkware right there.
Oh, there you go.
By the way, somebody, I went to the gym, and I think I left it there, and I went back to see if I could find it. And I think somebody poached my On the Chain Live drinking cup. But, you know, cool cups right there. And, again, we have multiple things. There's a cool.
Look at my desk.
Where is it, Jeff? You have it with you?
It's in the cupboard.
Oh, you're not using it? Come on, man. Come on, man.
Cups, all sorts of different sizes. I need to bust it out though, so I'll have it on my desk at least for water. Then I'll be using that from now on.
Yeah, so all kinds of stuff you can get here, guys. All kinds of cool stuff, you know, and towels too. There you go. Just go to the beach. There you go. You want to display it on the beach?
You're chasing squirrels here. It's cool to shout this stuff out. There's awesome stuff.
Let's get out. Let's go. I'm going. See you later, stupids. I gotta go.
Check
All
you
right.
guys out at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for more on the chain merch talk. We'll go on to a merch rant is what we'll do.
Well, I wanted to promote it, man. Running on Duracell batteries. Yeah. Okay. Look, we're out of here, guys. That's it. We guys will see you on the next one. Chip and Jeff. Oh.
Are you down with OTC? Please like, subscribe, and click the bell to be notified when the next video drops.